Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the key management and the key distributions. In the previous lecture, we have discussed on the symmetric key encryption, asymmetric key encryptions, and the digital signatures, hash functions, and the message authentication scores. Today, now we will discuss on the key management and the key distribution. Basically, first of all, what is the key management? Key management is the set of techniques and procedure uh, supporting the establishment and maintenance of keying relationship between the authorized parties. Relationship is the state wherein communicating entities share common data to facilitate cryptographic techniques. This data may include public or secret key, initialization value, and the additional some non-secret parameters. Basically, two aspects of the key management. One is the distribution of public key, other is the public key encryptions. Uh, Key management technique basically two types. One is the symmetric encryption, other is the public key encryption. Symmetric key encryptions use the uh, is the more efficient way of encrypting large message. In symmetric key cryptography, a common secret key used between the two people. In the public key encryption, basically we have used the two key. One is the public key, other is the private key. So now we will discuss about the symmetric key distribution using the symmetric encryption. Symmetric encryption is the for in the symmetric encryption to work, the two parties to an exchange must share the same key, and the key must protected from access by the others. So the terms that refers to the means delivering a key of two parties who wish to exchange data without allowing others to see the key. So in the symmetric key, we have used the share key or the same key for the exchange the data between two parties. One is the sender, other is the receiver. To implement the symmetric key, where we have some different terms. The first of all, this is the key distribution. Basically, key distribution it is also called the KDC. The use of the key distribution is based on the use of hierarchy of key. At minimum two levels of the key are used, and the communication between and system is encrypted using a temporary key, often referred to as a session key. And the session key is used for the duration of a logical connection and then discarded. And the fourth is the master key. It's shared by the key distribution center and system or user to encrypt the session key. Uh, there is the two user. One is the A and other the B. A can select key and physically deliver to B. Third party can select deliver key to A and B. If A and B have communicated previously, can use previous key to encrypt a new key. If A and B has secure communication with a third party, C can relay a key between A and the B. So this is the KDC. KDC basically is called the third party. The KDC is basically distribute the key between A and the B. Where is the total 5 steps for the key distribution and the key and the authentication. And first of all, the sender A send the IDA. This is called the identifier, or this means the network address. IDB is the network address of the B, and the N1 is the nonce, or it also called the N1s or random number of the A. And the KDC provides the information about the session key and the master key. Master key is the KA and the KB. KA is the master key for A, and the KB is the master key for the B. And in the third step, the A create the relationship between the B using the master key of B and the session key K of S and the identifier of A. After this, the responder B send the K of S session key, and the N2 is the nonce of the B, means the random number, to send the initiator A. After the final is the K of S is the session key, and the N of 2 is the random number. So this is the basic 3 steps involved in the 1, 2, and 3 is the key distribution steps, and the 3, 4, and 5 is the authentication steps. So there is some issues with the KDC. Number 1 is the hierarchical key control. In the hierarchical key control, it is not necessary to limit the key distribution function to a single KDC. For every large network, it may not be practical, so an alternative, a key hierarchy of KDC can be established. A hierarchical scheme minimizes the effort involved in master key distribution, because most master key are those shared by a local KDC with its local entity. For example, there can be local KDC, each responsible for a small domain of the overall inter-network, such as single LAN or a single building. If two entities in different domains desire a shared key, then the corresponding local key distribution center can communicate through a global KDC. The hierarchical concept can be extended to 3 or even more layers, depending on the size of user population and the geographic scope of the inter-network. Other is the session key lifetime. Basically, session key lifetime is the distribution of session key delay the start of an exchange and place a burden on the network capacity. A security manager must try to balance these competing consideration in determining the lifetime of a particular session key. The third is the transparent key control scheme. In this approach, useful for providing end-to-end encryption and at network or transport level in a way that is transparent to the end users. And this approach assumes that communication makes use of a connection-oriented end-to-end protocol. For example, TCP. And the other is the decentralized key control. The use of key distribution center impose the requirement that the KDC be trusted and protected from subversion. This requirement can be avoided if key distribution is fully decentralized. So fully decentralized is not practical for large network using symmetric encryption only. It may be useful within a local context. A decentralized approach requires that each end system to able to communicate in a secure manner with all potential partner and system for purpose of session key distribution. And the last is the controlling key uses. Basically, the controlling key uses is the concept of key hierarchy. Means how to control the key, because there is the two type of key in the KDC. One is the session key and the other is the master key. So the concept is that how to use the key. So in the concept of a key hierarchy, and the use of automated key distribution technique greatly reduce the number of keys that must be manually managed and distributed. It also may be desirable to impose some control on the way in which automatically distributed key are used. For example, in addition to separating master key from the session key, we may wish to define different key of session key on the basis of use. Number 1, data encryption key, pin encryption key, and the file encryption key. So this is basically is the symmetric key distribution using the symmetric encryption. After this, we will discuss on the symmetric key distribution using the asymmetric encryption. Once public key have been distributed or have been become accessible, secure communication that thwarts eavesdropping, tampering, or both is possible. Public key encryption provides for the distribution of secret key we use for the conventional encryption. Number 1, this is the simple secret key distribution. In the simple, in this is proposed by the Merkle. In this, A generates a public key or private key pair using the PUA and the PRA, and transmit a message to B consisting of public key and the identifier of A. This is the IDA. IDA is the network address of the A. And B generate a secret key K of S and transmit it to the A encrypted with A's public key. And A compute D. This is the private key of A and the public key of A and the session key to recover the secret key, because only A can decrypt the message. Only A and B will know the identity of K of S. And A discard public key A and private key A, and B discard the public key of A. So this is a simple key distribution. Here the third party intercepted message, and then either relay the intercepted message or substitute another message. Such attack is known as the man in the middle attack. So this is a simple secret key distribution. After this, we have discussed on the secret key distribution with the confidentiality and the authentication. In this process, initiator and responders communicate each other in the step one. A use the B's public key to encrypt the message to B containing an identifier and the nonce, which is used to identify the transaction uniquely. And the B send a message to A. In this message include public key of A, also include N1 and the N2, that is the nonce of the A or B. Number 3, A returns the N2 encrypted using B's public key to ensure that its correspondent is A. And then A select a secret key K of S and send M equals to public key of B with private key of A and session key K of S to the B. Encryption of this message with B's public key ensure that only B read it. Encryption with A's private key ensure that only A could have sent it. So now B compute that public key of A and the private key of B with the message to recover the secret key. This is the secret key distribution with the confidentiality and the authentication. After this, how to distribute the public key? There is the several techniques. One is the public announcement, other is the public available directory, third is the public key authority, and the public key certificate. First is the public key announcement. Basically, public key announcement. In public key announcement, the public key is broadcasted to everyone. Major weakness of this method is forgery. Anyone can create a key claiming to be someone else and broadcast it. Until forgery is discovered, can masquerade as claim the user. And second is the public available directory. The public available directory, that in public key is stored as the public directory. Directories are trusted here with properties like participant registration, access, and allowed to modify value at any time. Contains some entries such as name and the public key. A directory can be accessed electronically, still vulnerable to forgery or the tampering. After this, third is the public key authority. The public key authority is similar to the directory but improves security by tightening control over distribution of the key from directory. It requires to know public key for the directory. Whenever the key are needed, a real-time access to directory is made by the user to obtain any desired public key securely. This is show the public key authority diagram. Total there is a 7 steps. Initiator A send the message to public key authority, and the public key authority authorize the message using his private key and the public key of the responder B. So this is process in total. Total function total steps are 7. After this, we have discuss about the public key certificate. Basically, public keys in public key certificate, the authority provides a certificate to allow key exchange without real-time access to the public authority each time. The certificate is accompanied with some other info such as period of validity, rights to use. All of this content is signed by the trusted public key or certificate authority, and it can be verified by anyone processing the authority public key. So this is simple public key certificate. In this lecture we have discussed about the key management and the distribution. Basically, in key management, in using the two techniques, one is the uh, symmetric key distribution using symmetric encryption, and the symmetric key using asymmetric encryption. Thanks, everyone.